Doing so good to see you.
Sometimes on the way you're doing,
We
you
gotta
might
live our
think
life.
it's the
Yes,
worst
we
time
do.
of my life.
Mm.
But
I
you know what?
appreciate your time
At the end
tonight.
of the road, through all the adversity,
Yes,
even when you
indeed,
ain't
it's
want to believe,
time.
you remember whatever don't kill you
I
make you
had
strong.
a little bit of technical difficulty, but I was not going to let it stop us tonight. I'm gonna. I want us to make sure that we start with a discussion
It's my
as
DNA.
best you can. Why do black men have the highest unemployment rate? And why are black people consistently two times more likely to be unemployed than white professionals? What's the root of the disparity? No, your opinion. No, I got. I have a solution, and I know it's going to do it. I know it's going to do it. No, I see more and more of us getting college degrees. The education levels are higher and higher. Even though if you look at some of the rationale, where if you just, I guess, ask, like, why are more black people unemployed? They will list that not having the education. But I think it's deeper. I think it's deeper than, education. I think that we need to have, it's the number one reason that I saw. And it says that most economists and academics that study it have found that discrimination is still deeply in the root of the high black unemployment numbers. So as we attempt to live our life, are we still dealing with discrimination in the workplace? And the interesting thing, I think, is that we have totally skipped over what we used to recover as a people from slavery, what we used to secure ourselves, our families after slaveries, because the 40 acres and the mule were never given. No, and a lot of times I think about, that, there were times where, a person looks like me would never have been able to get a registered investment advisor's license. No, just because of the color of my skin. Good evening, right back at you, Queen Howard. Good evening. Good evening to you. And I'm not quite sure how to say that name. Good evening. All right, back at you. you know, so when we're talking about thank you, Queen Howard, like that discrimination goes back you know, since this country was taken over. Um and because unfortunately it's just rooted in discrimination. It seems like the entire world is rooted in discrimination. Even the Bible shows discrimination exists. And I think that it just shows that people have been insecure since the beginning of time. People have found a way to try to keep their advantage, because they just, discrimination is just rooted in insecurity, and lack of love and lack of understanding that so much can be accomplished by, allowing each of us to live our life and to provide what each of us uniquely are here to bring a particular gift into the world. No, so discrimination has actually stopped, this country and the world from being all that it could be. And when I was, realizing that there's just very few people that look like me, I was the only black person in the bull room when I became a stockbroker. And I remember, my boss saying, when the secretary didn't want to answer my phone, do you think that she's treating you this way because you're black? And he was a white man, and I said, I really don't know, why your employee is being ignorant, but I do know that it is my job to sell investments. That's why I'm here. And if she's stopping me from making money for this company and myself. So, and I think it kind of woke him up because he really wanted me to go there with trying to psychoanalyze this girl's um, mental problem. She literally just that's a mental problem. And I'm not a mental health professional. So for him to ask me if she's doing this because I'm black, it's really something that he should ask her, because we should not put that type of energy into that sickness. No, and it was a white man that actually told me that. He was like, if you're going to be here and you're going to be a financial advisor, and he was he was training us, and he said this to me privately. He said, you got to get comfortable with not being liked, because your success, if you're successful at this, your success is going to irritate a lot of people. No, and when he first said that, I really kind of thought he was just referring to white people. No, Miss Clements, I never thought that we would have to worry about competing, with each other, because I just feel like, we're black. We should know the mutual pain, the mutual sacrifice, the mutual effort, the mutual, what is required. But unfortunately, too many of us do not realize that we have so much in common. It doesn't even matter what the position of that person is. That if they're black, and especially black and a descendant of a slave like I am, they will know that we have a lot in common, that our position in life and the degrees in life, like, do not separate us as a people, in my opinion. So it's saddening to me when you think that you've developed, a safe place for yourself, that, certainly that our people will do the best for ourselves, for each other, that will understand why we have to look out for each other. I'm so committed to your success that it's just a part of my DNA. If they broke down my DNA, it would have, that she is largely made up of a desire to see the entire world successful. And how that can bother some people, it's frightening. But that is purely what discrimination is. And it's not frightening to me, because obviously I've been doing this for 30 years. When I found myself in an environment over 30 years that was not allowing me to help people as much as I wanted to, I got out of there. I got out of there. I know I was not at the place that God wanted me to be. And then they will say, like, people will say, well, you just focus on black people, but they don't know that when I was in corporate America, the only way I could get a referral from someone calling into that location was for them to say that black girl. Then they knew that they were looking for me. That black girl I saw on TV, that black girl that was in the newspaper, that black girl that, that's the only way. So if it's black that helped me feed myself and my clients in corporate America, then black and serving black people is my purpose. They fed me. And I think that, and y'all feed me. My black customers feed me. And I think, like, in that is, as is written in the miseducation of the Negro, that many of us go to school and are unemployed because you have forgotten about, you have a responsibility to learn how to create income for yourself. That our job is not to go to school and work for someone. Now, if you go to school and want to be a teacher and you can't find a school to hire you, and you can't find a school to hire you, like we are stuck on, well, I guess I gotta move. I guess I gotta find more schools to apply to. I guess I gotta, you know, we just get stuck. We don't realize that it is not your purpose in life to get a job. So many people are unemployed because they forgot that their purpose is to serve people. They've allowed the frustration of people not seeing their value. If the whole world, like what happened with Jesus, did not, nobody saw that black man's value. Jesus was here as a nappy head black man. And we forget he was killed. It was gone. It was gone. Like, he didn't get the job. He got the job by sacrificing his entire life. No, they did not accept him. He was killed because he was unemployed. So it's no shock to me that black men are still unemployed now, because you come with such strength and such purpose that the negativity and the discrimination of the world, it has a responsibility to keep you shut out, to kill your purpose, to kill your spirit. And every day as a black woman, I wake up and I have to convince myself that I still have a purpose, that I'm still needed, that I'm still here for a reason. So I know that how hard it must be for a black man who's going around searching for a job, that his purpose is to create his job, is to create and find a place for you. It's not the world's responsibility. God gave you your responsibility. God gave me my responsibility. So no matter how much this world rejects me or the message or the service or the purpose, that which I bring, because God has already told me it's not until after I'm gone that our people will truly understand what I'm bringing. But I still got to bring it. I can't buy enough ads to make my people accept what God has brought me here to do for you. I can't. Now, I used to just try to spin and spin and spin and spin. And God would say, look at her. She thinks she can just, like, just run these things, the commercials, click likes. And it's not going to change a thing. The person who is supposed to be helped by me and served by me will come to me. And we have to make sure that we adjust our lifestyle away from materialism so that you can have the freedom to live out your purpose. You have your freedom to live your dream, your responsibility that you have. There's so many black men and women who are not doing what they want to do with their days, with their hours. Either way, the time is going to pass, but I'm telling you, the solution, the answer to our 2 times the white person unemployment is you got to create more businesses. When we create businesses, we employ more people that look like you, hopefully, because you're not discriminating against them too, is what the reports say. That discrimination is a key reason why so many black men are unemployed. They don't want you there. That's what that means. So if they don't want you there, what do you think you're supposed to do? Change your name? I remember that was one time I was at the session and they were telling black young people that if you have a black sounding name, change your name. Now, if anyone running for president said something like that, it would be considered racist. And these were black people telling these black people to lie. It's just like that whole like sounding. It was like, I don't know what they call it, Reverend Mosman, when you talk in a different language, like when you're in a different setting. There is absolutely nowhere I'm going to go where I have to speak differently than I speak to you. I don't get that. I don't get that. It is not okay for us to be like, and it said like, it's not, I don't know if it was coding, is the word coding, Reverend Bozeman, like, where that, you're speaking one way at work and you speak another way at home and, things like that. Is that what they call it? Coding?
Yeah, you're coding. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But that is because you are not certain about yourself, in my opinion. Now we feel like it's because you're thinning, but in the miseducation of the Negro, it never has Carter G. Woodson suggested that if your name is Jamal, you go in there and say, my name is Jim Bob. Never. So what you're telling me is that the only reason that Barack Obama got the job is because he was owned by someone else, because we know for certain that his name wouldn't have got him there. That's so sad. Because, Barack is not a white sounding name. So a lot of what holds us back is that we don't feel that we're capable to create our own income. We don't see the value of what they lose when they don't have you in their environment. My boss, when I was a stockbroker working for a firm, that boss got in trouble because I quit. He didn't get in trouble because I quit. He got in trouble because I quit and I took my brain with me. I'm irreplaceable. They still don't have a black woman there. They don't even have a black man there. The company is even under a different name. They knew. He didn't even believe when I quit. He did not believe that he was getting ready to do a lawsuit because he knew for sure I was going to work for another firm. He knew it. They just knew it. He knew it. He just wanted to choose to them. He didn't find out otherwise, so he saw me on TV and he had to believe it. And I told him going out the door, I'm starting my own firm. It was so rare in 1995 for someone to start their own firm that he laughed, like Sarah in the Bible when God told her the truth. I'm telling you the truth, boy. I'm doing this thing. But all he saw was 20-something-year-old saying that. But somewhere within ourselves, we have to find that. And I did not know that I was doing anything unexpected. I didn't know that this was, you know what I'm saying? All this was what I was just following God's instructions. It wasn't like anybody applauded me. It wasn't like anybody patted me on the back. It wasn't like anybody believed in me at all. Nowhere. Everybody told me, and you're what? You're going to focus on black people? Black people told me that. You're tripping. You will starve. And it's like, you know, mm, 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 personal touch. That's what I'm talking about. I know she knows that. As entrepreneurs, we need our brothers to somehow have the certainty that they can create income for themselves. And there's really not a situation that I haven't had that, you know what I mean, that someone could run past me like, and sad part is I'm just not sure. And I mean this from the most humble perspective. I don't know another black entrepreneur that is offering you entrepreneur help for free every Friday. And even if they say that they're doing it, it's a catch to it. They're not really doing it. When we get the end of each of our members, a member meeting on Friday, I ask for absolutely nothing. I ask you just have a good day. All right, see y'all. And some would say, well, man, I can't believe that. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? She should do it. She should charge. There's probably, and I know it, people mad at me because I've given out so much information that they charge for. But you know what? They shouldn't worry because the same person that gets from me is getting richer. The person over there with them is poor. They're just doing it. They don't have to worry. They ain't going to do both. Because they get it from me, they will not be there with you. So I'm not your competition. So go ahead and rob people. Don't be mad at me for wanting wealth in our community. This, what we're talking about, is valuable because what? I'm telling you from my experiences. I'm telling you that I started a business with absolutely no loan. I'm telling you that I started the business, nobody giving me any money. We don't need anything from the Small Business Association. You need to sacrifice. That's what you need. Everyone that said they loved me in 1995 was saying, this she's going to fall on her face. Next year, 30 years, I believe that the solution to improving our employment status is for us to start businesses so that we can hire people. You have to put yourself in a position to create that change. And you don't have to do it the first year that you're in business. You don't have to do it the second. But you will eventually, as your business becomes more successful, need people. And I posted on my Facebook page today a picture of Ryan and his wife that I met in 2018. Because the person that I use, like technology is everything. No, and his mother, I knew his mother, and his mother said, "Man, my son can do anything with computers. That's how you get ahead." We all need to be advocating for, our people that we believe in. His mother was advocating for him. I said, really? Because I was doing a workshop in New York. She said, yeah. She was working with me, on the weekend, and we were in New York. She said, yeah, call him. I'm going to call my son. It was something we needed tech support for on that. And she calls, he gets on the phone, and he goes, oh, yeah, da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. You got the job. After that, it was definitely. And here we are from 2018. He has his own business. That's what the brother does. Anything with computers. He get it done. He gets my systems done. So I keep his business on retainer. That is the future. Technology is the future. There were times with the computers and the way things go now. You don't even need, like, I was looking at this and I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's see. Boom. I said, oh, I want a way that I can give people this link because I want them to be able to just go in for a consultation. I got it, their stop is just too much. So when they go in here, put their information in, they get that free 30-minute consultation. But that used to take, forever. So now I'm just working on making sure that it's functioning correctly, but I just gave the project and he got it done. That's just a little bit of the capabilities of a Black man. That's just one example of many that we're overlooking the ability of what we can do on our own. I started mine in my 20s. Now I'm helping this brother with his business. He's in his 20s, now 30s. with children and a wife and happy. That's what we need to be doing. My business has helped people build businesses, start businesses, sell businesses more cost effectively. We don't even call me when we're selling. We just close the business down and walk away. I remember one man I was talking to, and I said, "Hey," he said, "I'm gonna sell this business, and I'm just gonna bring you the money, and I'm just gonna, I just want to just sell this, and I just want." I said, "Well, you know what? We should talk because I can help you with more than just when we get to the investment part. We need to really address this from a tax perspective, do some planning and everything." And he was just like, "Nah, I don't want to do." We got to take our life seriously. That was his whole life's work. His whole life's work. If you don't take it seriously, no one else will. The moment you start and you say, "I don't have to have a job, I am an enterprise," your whole life is going to change. But what we tend to do is go and get under someone else's umbrella. So all you're doing is working a job that that just doesn't have any benefits. No, like, and so many people have jobs that they're not really a job, that are giving them a W-2, but they have no benefits. So Reverend Bozeman, if they were getting a 1099, they can write off all of the expenses associated with that. I don't have a
Exactly.
business.
Exactly.
But they have them convinced, you know what I'm saying? Well, no, I have to do it as a W-2. Well, say they have a government contract and they have to do you as a W-2. That means their contract said they're supposed to take care of you. They're supposed to have some benefits. You were the contractor and they're doing that, they better at least be taking care of the health insurance. Because
You
that
got to
means
get over. Yeah.
that means generally they took over a department for that company that said you have to make sure that you take care of our people in equal form. And I've had companies do that too. They'll run quotes and stuff to show the contract they're trying to get that, hey, I'm gonna take care of your people. Like, say they're gonna spin off the custodial part of it. So they'll go and say, "Yeah, I got this black company I'm gonna use to do this. JB yeah, they're our JB Financial Group's gonna do such and such." So it makes them look good, like they're gonna use it. Now I'm talking about us. And then when they get the contract, they don't do what they said they were gonna do. That's not what we do. We cannot do that. We have to make an experience for a black person working for us the best experience that they've ever had. The best experience that they've ever had. If they're truly a W-2, or you're supporting another business, then they get a 1099. You're doing them wrong. You're doing it wrong. But I just really feel, and repeatedly, I have felt this. Over decades, I felt this. Even when they came out with the road to zero wealth, when they were saying that for sure, black people by 2040 or whatever it projects, we did that one Wednesday night, they will be broke, completely broke. They're almost broke, but they're going to be completely broke. And the government funds this. The government funded it. And they said, well, the answer to it is they need to have access to government loans for a house.
Oh no.
What in the world? I mean, y'all, follow the money. Terry says, okay, yeah, this is the answer to your wealth, when you can look at the numbers and it will show that a lot of black people, residential real estate has not worked out for them because of the same reason, discrimination. Especially when, like, so now they're going around giving out loans for us to pay them back because they don't want to pay subsidized housing anymore. They want to make sure that you get into debt. So you finance this so that if you mess up, we still get to take this property back from you. Just miss a payment or two and see if we don't take that back and you figure out how to move out. We'll give it to somebody else. So they want to tell you what zip code you live in. It is 2024 redlining. You want this loan? You got to live over here. No down payment. That is very close to rent. Very close. But rent wouldn't charge you for the insurance on the property, or the taxes on the property, or any of the other expenses of fixing everything in there now is your responsibility. And you know, how many people? So that's just beside the point. We got to start thinking deeper. And that's why I don't advocate that you get into the mentality that the only way for you to start a business is to get a loan. Now, you know that if I was about us getting government loans all the time, then of course I'd be speaking all over the freaking world, because it'd be benefiting the same system that got us in the place where we are. And it ain't going to start in 2025. It ain't. Because the biggest group of subsidized housing is the people who are making over $100,000 and are writing off the interest on their subsidized house. That person now that they want to put in the hood with this loan is doing the standard tax deduction. Over 70% of American taxpayers do the standard tax deduction. They don't get the benefit of going into that debt. But repeatedly you're told, no, oh, wow, you need to go into this debt because you can write it off on your taxes. And then I have to point it out to them, you didn't write that off. You took the standard deduction. So you got these people with head of household, $20,000 almost standard deduction. Ain't no way they paying more than that in interest. You're getting this and not benefiting. But if you start a business, every expense that you create that is connected to your building that business is deductible. Because in the United States of America, they know that building a business will allow you to actually help other people. And you're going to be doing a lot for a long time. And the reason the road to zero wealth was going down so quickly for our community, and they haven't looked at it since 2020, that is because of the majority community, the white community, is a lot, probably more than 2 times more likely to have a business. So they don't really have more degrees than us. Black women are the most highly educated people in the United States, I think. But the income shows that a Black woman is more likely to be in poverty upon her retirement and old age than any other demographic group. Maybe Hispanic right there with you, but the Hispanic unemployment rate is lower, meaning more of them have jobs than Black women do. How about that? That's on new numbers. Black male numbers have gone down, but they're still higher than Black women and anybody else. They're just trending lower. You got people with 2, 3 jobs now. And we haven't helped each other build the confidence that you can make this on your own. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's going to require a change in behavior in order for us to have the entrepreneurship and the business ownership in our community of any significant amount to change this. Not a lot of people call themselves in business, but they really are just some, product using you as a off-site salesperson. No, but I'm talking about we can create our own services. We can create our own products. It's just not going to be easy, but it's really, really simple. We just have to do it. I have to do it. I have to redirect our time. We're constantly seeking opportunities for leisure. No, no, if it's not fun, you don't want to do it. And when I'm talking to grown folk here, like just if everything's got to be fun, and then you don't understand why your children are like that. But all they do is see everything with you. You know what I mean? And you got to get intoxicated. You have to have these bad habits. Like you can't build a business if you can't take care of ourselves. Like we have to be totally committed to family unity. It's going to take, like, you have a brother that's trying to build a business because he's unemployed and he wants to build his business. That's going to require that you be very disciplined and supportive. I mean, a true definition of the Proverbs 31 woman, you're going to have to be. Like, I got him. Like, hey, I believe in you. You can do it. You can believe in me. You can do it. And I know how hard that is to find because it's been hard for me. It's totally different. When you're an entrepreneur, it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop because it's 5 p.m. So when if you have people on your team that just work a 9 to 5 and Thursday means pre-Friday and all that, it's gonna be hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard because they don't get it. And then every time, well, everybody need a vacation. Everybody need a vacation. Like if you are married to a Fonnie Willis, you in trouble. I'm 50. We got the great goose. I'm 50. I'm 50. That's so what? You're trying to build a dream. You have to be like, I'm focused on this. He said he changed his name to get hired, and now he's suing the hotel. Yeah, as long as he leaves, it trips me out how people sue their employer and stay there and sue, like as if there's no other job. There's a whole bunch of other hotels. Maybe he gets sued 2, 3 hotels. Try it at the other place. Go in, but never, never. Also, like it's I think that it would be hard for him to prove because every single thing on his application would have to be exactly the same. Like if he changed his name and his address, or he changed his name and so and so, or he changed his name and then but if he just had everything the same and it was just his name that was different, no. But I think a lot of times the headlines will tell us stuff and it's not really the truth. No, like, and so we really feel like that we're really, like that we can't function. We can't, I can't use this name because that guy, he didn't get that job, because he had that name, and his name, and it could have been that somebody else was hiring that day or somebody else reviewed his, another person reviewed his application and it wasn't the exact same person or didn't go through the exact same process. So I think that fear, like with this whole Heritage Foundation 2025 thing, so they all of a sudden now there's this list that they've abbreviated everything that thing means, and it's that is the most dangerous thing that you can read.
It's true.
And the first thing it started with is no more no fault divorce. There is absolutely no. I don't know. I looked through stuff in there, but I don't know what it's talking about with no more no fault divorce. I got to get more details. But somebody out there is going to believe that. And and when did anything, like, if I run for president today and I win, do you really think that anything I want is going to go through? No. So it doesn't even matter if they say this and they have this agenda, like it said, we're officially, God forbid, we want all black people to be slaves again. 2025, more power to it. Like, this is going to happen. Do you think that that would really happen just because these people or this one candidate wants all black people to be slaves again? Do we really think that they can get me to be a slave? And I got a 357 in my house. Really? See, everything was different. Everything was different back then. You taking people from their homeland over here, probably in the middle of the winter. They live in, everything was different. They ain't had no spears. They had none. These people had guns. You know what I'm saying? You can't take us back unless we go. Somebody said, "Oh, don't be trying to argue with people that Harriet Tubman wouldn't have taken with her. Harriet ain't had to worry about all that. They didn't want to go." I was like, and I was like, "Don't say nothing. Just you know what they trying to say. That they're lost in their mind or whatever, like this, But I was like, but the bigger point is these people ain't want to go. You know what I'm saying? What's it like? Harriet got to go around and say, "You, what you, what you." Harriet's like, "I'm leaving." She probably went to a whole bunch of places. Ain't nobody go. Everything that I'm saying right now is valid. Only maybe one or two of you is actually going to benefit from it. It makes it no less credible. It makes her effort no more important, no less important. Everything that she did was vital. But just because she will go and say, "All right, now I'm coming through," somebody try to report her. I'm gonna go tell my master, if you don't get out of here, I'm gonna tell my master. There was probably a lot of that. Unbelievable. We just want to think now that everybody wanted to go and she couldn't take everybody and no. Shoot, you tell people what to do and they just don't want to do it. This would be good for you. You should not do drugs. Don't drive drunk. But people still killed that boy on the street.
People don't want to leave their comfort zone.
Yes, yes, yes. A lot of sacrifice. Like yes, Dr. Edlow said, yes, a lot of sacrifice. Getting people who will hold your back, Yes. Who will get, like, yes. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful wife, Reverend Edlow, and happy birthday. Let's tell Dr. Edlow happy birthday.
Happy
Yes,
birthday, doctor.
yes, yes, yes. They want to keep women in their so-called place. Lord, Reverend Edlow, these women now are violent. You can't do that. They ain't got to worry about that. That was the old school women that would actually stay in their place. Well, there ain't no place for us now. We are off the chain. They think they can make us slaves. Remember, they own those weapons of war. Yes, yes, they do. And look, and a whole bunch of people in that army are us. It's a lot. Like, I don't think that anybody, now just my opinion, but I just don't think that anybody, the devil in any form, has any control over me. And I don't think any political party is any more dangerous than the other. Because honestly, it's very, 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 very hard for me to support some things in the party that I'm supposed to like the most. Some of the things that they encourage make me want to regurgitate. And I can't
Amen.
believe
Amen.
this stuff exists. Like, but that's why I just try to stay out of the politics because you know what I'm saying. I just find it hard to follow the word and accept this behavior and follow the word. Like you know what I'm saying. That kind of stuff really gets to me. And I know, you know what I mean, but the word says that, you know what I mean, it's either black or white. It's just not gray. This is it. And I like that. Like, I wish the whole world was like that. All the rules for business are black or white. There's no gray area. You don't kind of rob people. I can't take 1 cent. Do you know that there's companies that take a fraction of a cent from people and they get caught? Reverend Bozeman, they would take like 0.0021 times 100,000 people. You doing pretty good. Like, you
That's
know,
right. That's right.
over time, they check everything. So I'm from that perspective, like I just feel that we just, you know, pray. Just pray. I don't know, just pray. But I don't. I'm not afraid. And you giving me a list, that they're giving you a list of bullet points, and none of them includes a program for equality and the lack of discrimination against black people. You're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. I want you to stop. I want the government itself to stop exploiting black poor people. I want the government to make sure that we have a livable wage as the minimum that a company can pay a person. How in the world can we live in a country that will allow that? I don't care what party is in charge. You have not. And if I had one discussion with Joe Biden, I'd be like, I don't have anything to talk to you until you adjust and do your promise. And you do the livable wage that you promised when you ran. You said, I will guarantee that we will have a living wage in this country. And all they've done is increase interest rates and make it harder for people to live. And you got our community with the more likely than any other community to be on minimum wage. That's us, y'all. And we worried about a 2025? That to me is slavery. When you got black people working for less than you know that they can live off. Everywhere. Everywhere. And a lot of, but then I hear us say, well, because you know, you get kind of up there in your silver palace, you know, when you just, oh well, I'm a business owner. And if I was paying anybody less than the livable wage that has been determined, because I ain't nowhere near no minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? But that I would adjust. Even though this country would say, well, your business is not that big, so you don't really have to worry about that. Yes, they will still allow small businesses to not even have to do it. Nonsense like that. The Secure Act, supposed to secure the retirement for people, but all it did was allow companies to give more money to the highly compensated because they set up an automatic participation program, not automatic match, but automatic participation. So people who don't have a job really are blessed. You are blessed with a situation to create your own future. You can be building an asset for the future where you have something to sell when you get to 30 years and not just a watch. You get all excited about a watch and a weekend at a timeshare. Come on. Build something, men. Build something, men. You join AfroEconomics and you share this with a black man if you know him. Black AfroEconomics has entrepreneurship membership. Because when I started my business, there was nobody who wanted to talk to me. None of these people in these little entrepreneurship programs had any entrepreneurs in it. Successful? No. Somebody worked for the government. I don't need to know about government plans. I need to know about tax strategies. I need to know about my own benefits plan. I need to know about how to increase my sales. I need to know about increasing profits. We need to know the difference between sales and revenues and profits. You need to have a highly educated entrepreneur on speed dial. And I'm that person. I hurt myself, Reverend Bozeman. We do. But don't, isn't it true? We just
Yes.
do. We
Yeah,
do. I mean, and just because they have this title, oh, they have this title, entrepreneur training program. Oh, entrepreneur, you need one-on-one.
mentor.
One-on-one, exactly. You need a living example of Black business. And that's
Because
what
the
we have.
ones that are out there are all white and they have no idea about our market.
Nothing.
None at all.
Nothing. And they wish they knew me. They wish they knew me. If I was going around trying to help white people would be very excited about it. You know that girl, she's been doing this for 30 years. She's coming to talk to us. What do we do? Who else can we find? You know, JB, like she just she just knows everything. We don't want that. We
She's
just
a
don't want
know-it-all.
it. You know what I'm saying? And she's not even in a sorority. Get rid of her. No,
She's a know-it-all.
I know it all. We need people that know less. It's so sad. Like we're drawn to ignorance, and we have to break that habit. We gotta break it. Break the habit, and we're drawn to like everything has to be easy. If it's hard and I have to actually not have a nice car and nice clothes for a minute, I don't want any parts of it. Entrepreneurship shouldn't be that hard. Who told us that? If having a business was easy, then all of us will be doing it. It
Everybody would do it.
Exactly. It's not easy. No, it's not. But why does everything have to be easy? Anything worth having is worth building. You want to build it. You want to have something of your own. You know what I'm saying? You got to build it. You got to build it. There's just no way around it. You want to have a family that's there for you in your old age, then you got to be there for that family when they're young. You got to take them to school. You got to go to the after school. You got to go to the music lesson. And there was somewhere in there where I just decided I was going to be that mom. I could have paid for somebody else to take her to everything. I said, no, I'm going to be that mom. Yes, it required sacrifice of business and money. Yes, there was no way $125 a week in child support was going to, replace all of the time that I was investing in my child. But I know that we can be entrepreneurs and raise the child. But I'm going to tell you, if my husband had made a better decision of being there for his family, everything would have been different. It would have been better. You do need to have a team. So I'm gonna tell you what I did, but I pray to God nobody else has to do that. You need each other. I saw my mom and dad, and it was so much easier. Everything my dad did was easier. His whole life was better because he had a woman helping him. Entrepreneurs do better when they have a woman that, like a man, I'm talking about men entrepreneurs that have a woman just a decent job. She ain't even got to have like a big job, a decent job. Like there have been times where when you have your own business, that all you can do is put everything into the business. So me being alone meant I had nothing during those times. But if you have somebody that all they got to do is just be bringing it, they ain't got to be bringing in the whole world, just bringing a little something, it would have helped. There were times, especially being a single parent. Now, my husband left when she was 4 weeks old, and my business was 10 years old. And there were days I said, Lord, my accountant was like, why don't you just go to Merrill Lynch? It's got to be hard. I said, nah, I got to do this. I got to do this. He said, you know, a lot of companies be happy to have you. I know, but I got to do this. I got to do it. And thank God I made it to the other side. They ain't young always. So no matter what the excuse, if you say, well, I got to do that, I got to pay this, or I got to do that, or we got to so and so, you know what I mean? No excuse. We got to keep our business. You got to live that dream. You got to be responsible. If you don't have a job, you create a job. You create the job. And people, you know we can do that. You know you can do that. And that's just something that I've just always done. I remember my father was like, you're the only person I know can go anywhere and get a job in like 5 minutes. Just say, I just go anywhere. It's like, I'm going to Baltimore for the summer. Next thing you know, I got a job. That's right, Dad. Because I wanted to create my own income. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank you, Mr. Walton, for believing in me. No, I mean, as much as you want, it's really still hard to not get that feedback. You know what I'm saying? It really, I mean, I just thank God for being in a business that I'm helping people that are so far ahead of me. To be able to see, Mr. Walton's life, to see Mr. Barden's life, to see, Reverend Bozeman, to see your life. And that's what the brothers need. See, that's why AfroEconomics is so powerful, because like they're not made up. These are real people that want to help young brothers get ahead. Like, it's so powerful. One day I have to send a picture that Mr. Walton helped me put together a golf team. And because he put together a team, AfroEconomics with JBBRYAN, they won the tournament. 2 out of 2. I think he put together 2 teams. Yeah, we did that thing. But like that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. Like us helping each other, us, being there for each other. And a lot of people will do things for you that are priceless like that. And it's not, that, and you don't have to pay, you know what I'm saying? You can't pay for that. You can't pay for that. There's just things that, especially when you're working with wealthy people like you all, that it is so hard, no matter how much money that you have, that to have people that really want to help you. And that's something like you can't pay. You know what I mean? You just can't pay. You can pay for, sometimes you can spend the most money and get the worst service. Like just, what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, I can't believe, like that's worse than, so like that, like my girl, I think I've told y'all about it, like the girl who does my nails and my pedicure and my manicures and everything, like Jenny, she is so fantastic. And I during COVID we got separated, and then when she found me on Facebook and we found each other, everybody was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, we had just found my long lost, family member. Like, you can't pay. I can't tip her enough for caring. You know what I mean? She cares about me. She cares about me. Like, and that is the way I want my clients to feel. Like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? JB cares about me. And
Right.
then that's what we want to do when we start, businesses, that we want to have that opportunity to care about that customer. And that is priceless. And every man and woman that really cares about people deserves that opportunity, but you have to give it to yourself. It's not going to be easy, but it's real simple. We got to give it to ourselves. And that's why I'm always saying, like, don't be materialistic, focus on the long term, because as we do the right thing over time, you're going to win. They're going to win. And one thing they say in the investment business when I first got in, it was like, you work as hard as you've ever worked for the first 5 years, and you'll make more than you've ever made for the rest of your life. And that's the way entrepreneurship works. But, that was something he was saying to white guys. So I figured I have to work a lot longer. But what I'm saying? It's like you maybe I have to wait maybe 10 years. But literally, by the grace of God, I don't have to make cold calls anymore. I don't have to do what I had to do when I first started out. My phone rings. That's a blessing. My biggest challenge is making sure I fit everything in because I don't want to do like the other people in my business at this point in their life. They don't take any more customers, and and I don't think our people really realize that. When you call the plumber, you call like they're good. You call the advisor, you call someone on my level. They allow, and they're at this point, we're choosing who we want to help. When you get to a situation and this person is just sitting there waiting for you, you should be worried. You want the plumber, the builder, the everybody to be like, let me fit that in. Like, you know what I'm saying? We'll get next week. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And that takes a long time to get to that level of success. But but that's where you want to be. But it takes all those years of sacrifice to do it. But it's and it will work itself now. It will get to a point where it's just working itself. All I got to do is just get to my desk. Just get to the desk. Just get there. Just be there. God is good. But I think I know that entrepreneurship is our way out. But the key is you have to do something that you want to do. Like I don't think about retirement. I don't think about vacation. I literally feel my life is a vacation. I'm not even exaggerating. I love my work so much that I would have anxiety being away from you. It's like this is my peace. If you do entrepreneurship, it has to be like Mr. Barden with his interest in higher education is very important. It's just at the core of him. He doesn't have to do it for money. He's already done it. He's got his pension. He's got his stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's good. But now it's about, wow, I want to help that kid. I want to help this family. I want to, same with Reverend Bozeman. Like he does what he does because he wants to help someone forgive someone. He wants people to live at a point of forgiveness. But that didn't happen just overnight. You know, Reverend Bozeman went from advertising and then went into ministry, and now I think more of, coaching really. No,
Yeah.
and we need it in spiritual coaching because a lot of our coaching is from a money perspective. How you gonna reach this level? How you go to the next level? Da, 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 da. But if we have our mind right and we forgive and study and follow a rise and get the right message, the money is going to follow. You agree, Reverend Bozeman?
I do. That's
How
the
did,
way. Getting your mind right overcomes a whole lot of obstacles.
so tell me from that perspective of I know the ladies love you, but from a man's perspective, he's a ladies man. The we what how do you what would you advise like that's going to um because I don't I've never been a
Well,
black man.
it comes down to the biggest thing we have to deal with is fear, and fear blocks so much. So you got to start believing in self
Mm,
and understanding that you're worth it. And that's the perspective I come from, is that you must believe that you are a child of God, and you must believe that you are worthy of
mm,
all that you dream of,
mm,
all that you dream of becoming. And once you get that comfort, then the rest follows. It's like hang
mm.
on to your dream and let it pull you through life.
Yo,
But you can't do it
mm,
without the divine help of God uh, protecting you. I have a
mm,
prayer that says, "The
mm,
light of God surrounds me, the love of God enfolds me, the
mm,
power of God protects me,
mm,
and the presence of God watches over me."
Mm-hmm.
Wherever I am, God is.
That's
And
right.
so that's what takes people beyond the the resistance that they see before them.
Mm,
Because it's when it really comes down to it, fear is based upon something that has not happened yet.
mm,
You know, you're afraid of something that might happen, um, and when you get there, you find out it didn't happen and it won't happen.
mm,
So,
I agree.
yes, sir. Thank you. So, yeah, it's a matter of getting your mind right, getting
mm,
down to the depths of your mind where God is, and
mm.
knowing that God will always, always take you to where you need to be without fail.
You got to get through a lot of layers too, that because right, like you might
Oh, oh
go
yes,
down and it's like a dark place down there, and all you can hear is what people told you you'd never be. Correct?
exactly. Yeah, that's
Like
right.
and that's just
That's
really
right.
hard. Like they're just you can't get to God because you can't get past that. Your mama or your daddy told you never gonna be anything or that's not gonna work, and you got fired. Like a lot of good entrepreneurs came from getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the key. That's actually one of the best things that can happen to you is getting fired.
Amen. Amen.
But I remember Les Brown likes to tell the story of all the trials he went through and how hard it was. And his
Mm,
mama tried to talk him into going back to Sears. But she said, those people at Sears really liked you.
that's right. That's right. He's actually all laughing at it, but it's true because they
My
want us
mother
to
at
be
one point
scared.
wanted me to go back to being a bus driver because it was a union job. I had good benefits. It's like, why
Mm,
did you leave that job?
that's right. That's right. And then sometimes, like, you'll get to a point. I've seen like some people will get to a point in their life and go, "Damn, I should have never left that bus job." You know what I'm saying? That is the worst. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just like that really hurts. Like, oh my goodness. And I if I hear it, I say, don't do that. Don't regret,
Yeah, right.
what you didn't do. Cause it's like, by everything leads to everything and it's not over till it's over.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because they could be saying that because they think that 60 years old means, that it's over for you, this the final chapter, blah, blah, blah. And it's like that is so sad because 60 years old could be just the beginning for you.
It's true.
Yeah.
Or at
In
least
the
and
last
and yeah, but you have the advantage of building on something though.
in the
You know,
last talk I did a couple of weeks ago, I was telling the story from a man named Neville Goddard who talked about a man who had
mm,
risen up through the ranks but then got stuck and he went in for a raise and they fired him.
mm,
Uh, and what he finally did was he prayed, and then after praying, what happened was that he got a call from a company that was much bigger than the bank.
I love it.
They offered him a job as the manager of their banks. And so what ended up happening was the bank that fired him was now working for him.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm,
Amen. And it is
mm,
possible. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like
Oh
it
yeah.
is possible. Or like I was saying, or he's moving you out of a situation and that one's not going to exist and you still do.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
that you don't know what he has planned. But we should definitely keep just moving forward and trusting that that was just part
mm.
of the story. Like we're going to continuously make mistakes. I feel like making mistakes is really a good key to the future success. No, just
Yeah. And there
just
are no
lessons.
mistakes really. They're only
Right,
lessons.
right,
They're
right.
only lessons.
Like on LinkedIn, they have where like professionals can speak on certain topics, and they sent to me this one about failure and entrepreneurship. And I just responded that you know I've never failed. I was like, I've been in business 30 years and I've never failed. All I see is that I had a
Mm,
lesson and I learned from it. I
mhm.
just learn from the lesson, because that's the only way to keep going. I mean, failure is it's such a final word, isn't it? Like failure means like something had to stop. But
Yeah.
Hmm.
a lesson is just like, oh, okay, I won't do it that way again, and you just go. And I think that when you see it as a lesson, you're gonna really take responsibility for it. Where failure to me is more of a victim perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm taking ownership of my part of it,
Right.
and I'm like, okay, I'll do it this way this time. But you can get through, and that's that's
Because
that's one thing that I don't see enough of in our community. Like we kind of like if someone makes a mistake, we see it as a failure, a conclusion. You better go away, die. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It's
right,
over for
right,
you.
right. They
Where I
only
just
they only honor success.
Yeah,
But the
I don't
truth of the
see it
matter
that
is, you
way.
don't learn anything from success. You learn from those so-called failures that elevate you
It's
because
true.
you now see an obstacle. You see how to overcome an obstacle, and the more mistakes you make and get over,
Mm,
the stronger and bolder you get. It's like
mm,
that is,
that's
people
right.
say,
That's
"Oh my
great.
God, look what's coming." You say, "Oh, I've already faced that. Don't worry about that. Let's move on."
So true. It is so true. I was at an event the other night, and this I was, of course I was sponsoring it. And then, one of the people that were presenting or whatever I used to date. And this lady said, "Oh my goodness, this must be so hard for you." And I was like, "What is she talking about?" You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, she said, "Yeah, like you used to date him, don't you?" I was like, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, no, you know, like that is so behind me. You know what I mean? Especially, but especially if I break up with you, to tell the truth that it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're just like not really thinking about it. Like, but I was like that, I couldn't believe that, you know what I'm saying? That I didn't even know, you know what I mean? That anybody's like that had been like 10 years ago, at least. At least 10 years ago. Like, what in the world? I mean, she's probably like, why she look at me like that? I was like, that? I wasn't even in the same room. Like, if anything, would it seem but I think that, people like want you to see everything as way more, you know what I mean? Way bigger than, what it has to be. Like, I'm just like, what? But I think that maybe their life, you know what I mean? And they haven't really had a lot of failure. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm like,
Yeah, but the thing is, why people
like,
who never had failure is because
yeah, I mean, or
they
just yeah,
never really
yeah,
tried.
yeah. They've never
Right.
really tried a lot of things, or like, you know what I mean,
Right.
gone through things or whatever. So like anything that happens is a big deal. Like I said one time at a restaurant, and this waitress was really acting up, and she was really upset. And then she came, and then her brother worked there too. And her brother came, and he said, "Oh, please excuse my sister. She has to drive to Atlanta today." And I said, "Wow, isn't that nice?" And he was like, "What?" I was like, "That she's going to lose money with me. She's going to lose money with me." You know what I'm saying? But her life is so good that the fact that she's going to drive, you know what I mean, to Atlanta is a problem for her. He was like, "Yeah, none of us can drive a stick shift, and she's the only one that can drive a stick shift, and it's her car, and it's her car. So she's got a car, she's got a job. She messed up the tip though. You know what I'm saying?" And I told him everything. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "This woman's crazy." But think about it. What are you doing? Like, what I'm saying? And then like I think that we, don't just allow our lives to just progress forward. We get stuck. Like really, literally, like that I would have not been able to help like at least 4 kids get a scholarship if I was like worried about like that person's gonna be in the room with me. Like, what in
Mhm.
the world? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the greater good. I'm moving on. Everybody happy. Lord, like, I don't think, but I think that when we get snagged on stuff, like it is going to, hold you back. And you have to realize that as an entrepreneur, the way you look at things are going to be so much healthier than what a normal person could see.
Mhm.
They have the luxury to get caught up over things that you don't have the luxury to do.
Don't
I
let
like everybody. I don't, I can't even remember. There's probably people in the room that they think I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't even remember that it happened. It is like laughter to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? In any given room. Like it was one when I went in that room because I don't go out like much. And this lady came up to me and she said, "Look at this." She had like 10 pictures of me in her phone from an event from over 10 years ago. I said, "Oh
Wow.
my God, you still have this in your phone?" She was like, "Yeah, yeah." You know what I'm saying? I was glad I looked good, like on this red dress and everything was, but it was good shots. But it was, it was like, wow, like you just never know
That's
how
right.
other people, you know what I mean, are seeing you.
Mhm.
And I think her message to me was, I'm following you. Like, you know what I mean? Just know that you matter. Like, it's just like keep doing what you're doing. You look good. Like, that and then one lady walked to me, she said, "I know you must be," and gave me what age she thought I was. Like, she was like, "Oh my goodness, because you've been doing this a long time." And but that somebody could see that as an insult. I saw that as the biggest compliment in the world. That I was
That you
inspiring.
survived.
Yeah, that I was inspiring people. I survived. It was like somebody got me saved in their phone. I'm like, I'm famous.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But it, take 29 and a half years of business to get there. But you we have to like find comfort in those things, find comfort
True.
in the good things, throw away all the bad things because you could accumulate bad for sure,
Oh,
and
for
we
sure.
just can't afford to do that. Your blood pressure can't afford to do that.
It's true.
There's so many people out here that want to help you. For every job that says no, I promise you there's 10 that will say yes. But if we give up on that one that said no and allow it to break our heart, you don't get all that love, all that opportunity, all those people that need you out there.
That's right.
People need good people. People want good Black people in their organization. I'm telling you, they want you there. People benefit, people make a lot of money off you working for them. Believe me.
True.
Right? Exactly. It's like
That's right. That's
there's
right.
a lot. So you have to realize you are bringing a whole bunch to them. You are bringing, and I think that we haven't been socialized to realize how much we bring and offer and how much businesses make off our existence.
Hmm.
And it is hard to find good people.
True.
So if you get no like this in our business, we always said it's a numbers game. And if I told you how many people I used to call every day as I was building my business, and they would bring us a stack of leads, stack of leads, stack of leads. And I used to call people and they come in, they want to see Jennifer, and you could see on their face, they were like, "Lord, she's Black." Well, I just wanted to come in and say hi. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying, get out of there. Like, but it hurts. It hurts to see that look of disappointment, you know what I'm saying? But I said and talked and was exactly who I said. And I didn't change anything about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm not what you want me to be, that's up to you. But I know they lost out on a good financial advisor
Hmm.
as they did. And you got to know that anybody that discriminates from against you for any reason, it's their loss. And I
That's
wish
right.
that somebody had told us that from the beginning. Like, we shouldn't even have sued anybody because it's their loss. It is that much. We have to get to a point where it's like, that's what you lost. That is what you lost. And your success, I'd write them a letter if you remember. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for not hiring me because that way I found this great position, or because of you not hiring me, I started my business. Because even the fact of suing people, it costs you. It costs you more than you can get paid from them. Believe me on that. Because I could have sued a whole lot of people. But in that time and that energy that I had to put into that,
Yeah.
I feel like I can make more money. You know what I mean? Just putting it into new opportunities. Keep moving forward. Right, Weta?
That is correct.
You're all late because you had your family reunion, huh?
Mhm.
We're
Y'all,
done.
y'all had just finished. I mean, you had the biggest family. I wish I had a picture of that. Oh my God, her family is like 200 deep. How many people were there?
A little under 200, including children.
And I was just looking at the picture for rough estimate. I was like, goodness gracious. All expenses paid by a family member.
No, the registration was $180 for adults, and then I think $90 for if you were like 12 to 18 or
That's
something.
way too much. Y'all would have lost me at the 180. So what did the benefactor pay for?
The benefactor this year he gave us 8,000, but the year before he gave us 15,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
And y'all still had to pay 180. Y'all do too much. Goodness
I
gracious,
think we do.
$8,000.
We're going to Memphis, Tennessee in the next 2 years, and I'm highly recommending we go get a goat, a pig, and go just drop a pig in a hole and get a goat,
Thank
and
you.
let's just make
But
some
nah,
lemonade
y'all messed up now.
and
Y'all
tea.
messed up.
Yeah,
I told a client that he does them big birthdays and he takes kids to New York and all of that. I said, you're messing up. You're
yeah,
messing up. Like the old folks used to say, see, y'all set a standard.
yeah.
All they want to do is go up. All they want to do is go up. You can't go back to a Southern cookout family reunions like my family has, like, no fee, this and that, just walk up. Some of you can, I don't
No,
know you. Y'all got,
those days are over.
you know what I'm saying? So you got family, you got class trips. Y'all doing that thing. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's going
goodness.
to be hard to go backwards because they already are thinking about Memphis and the excursions we're going on.
Yeah. Y'all gonna be gambling and everything. You
Yeah,
have to get tokens and all. You sound tired, sis. Lord, they really
I'm
got
I'm really worn out. I am beat down. It's not just me. I'm the one that's keeping. I'm the treasurer. So you got people. Well, I really want to come, but I can
you.
only come on the day of the banquet. How much would that cost
The
me?
whole thing.
That's what I wanted to say.
You didn't do that? Oh, girl, no. I don't care how many days. No, y'all got to come. But that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
people.
That's me. That's what I'm saying. They'd be like, look, we do not want her head of the committee anymore. Like, or I would get frustrated and just pay for the whole thing. Look, just come. Just come. You know what I'm saying? And that's more like it. So that's why I don't do the thing. I can't do it. Cause I'd be like, why we gotta charge? Why don't we just put money together? Let's just do it. Everybody that's got the money, do it.
That
Everybody
has
come.
That's right. Whoever said get a goat, we want a goat, and
Get the
we're gonna
goat.
put a goat and a pig in a
That's not
hole,
gonna work.
and
Mm-mm.
just get some bread, as we would
Yeah.
say, light bread. Get some light bread, and come on.
And pull on the goat and the pig and just pull on it. Right, exactly. They won't work now. Y'all are good.
We
Y'all
need to
are
fry some
y'all
fish.
are next level. Yeah.
Yeah, some fish and light bread and hot sauce. I mean,
Yes. Well, it's great to see you. We're going to bed. I'm doing my homework. Everybody at home, thank y'all so much. Entrepreneurship is the key.
Yeah,
No
yes,
matter
it is.
what. You know what I'm saying? If you can't find a job, create one.
Mhm.
Yes,
Can't
it
ever
is.
get fired from your own job.
your
Just
own job.
make it happen. That's right. You be good. Love y'all.
Love you,
Yeah.
JB. Thank
Thank
you.
Love you
Take
Thank you
too.
care.
so much.
you.
All right.
God bless y'all.
Thank you for your leadership.
Oh, thank you for your leadership. Takes one to know one. Thank you. Thank you.
See you guys Friday.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
She's so sleepy. That's right.